Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Please go to page 741 in your math book and follow along with me, please. Okay. Today's lesson, lesson 12.8, we are going to classify plane shapes. How can you use the strategy, draw a diagram to classify plane shapes? We are going to use a Venn diagram and just group shapes. That's all we're doing. That's what classify means. We're going to group them, okay? Our learning objective. You will use this strategy, draw a diagram, to classify or group plane shapes by using a Venn diagram to place shapes that share attributes or characteristics in each category and determine which shapes fit in the section where the circles overlap. We are just going to group them. That's all we're doing. Plane shapes, 2D shapes. They only have length and width. They can't be picked up. They're flat. They're on a plane. Okay? All right, here we go. A Venn diagram shows how sets of things are related. Now, we use Venn diagrams when we compare and contrast in reading. Well, that's what we're doing with these shapes. We're just comparing and contrasting them. That's all we're doing, okay? In the Venn diagram at the right, one circle has shapes that are rectangles. You see this circle right here? They all have rectangles. Shapes that are rhombuses are in the other circle. Right here's that circle. The shapes in the section where the circles overlap are both rectangles and rhombuses. Right there. What type of quadrilateral is in both circles? Well, you can look at that, and you know we have talked about this. We know the answer, but we're going to be going through this. First off, what is true about all quadrilaterals? So let me get my pen. Okay. They have 4 sides. Oops. Come on, pen. Doesn't want to work today, does it? I apologize. There we go. Has 4 sides and 4 angles. Okay. There we go. Thank you. Which quadrilateral always have 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel? Well, we have rectangles, has 2 pairs. Remember that, 2 pairs. Rectangles, squares, and rhombuses. Which quadrilateral always have 4 sides of equal length? Well, there's 2 of them, isn't there? There's the square and the rhombus. Right. Which quadrilaterals always have 4 right angles? Well, we know that one. It is a rectangle and the squares. The quadrilaterals in this section where the circles overlap have 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel, 4 sides of equal length, and 4 right angles. So basically we know that squares are in both circles. And I've always said squares are rhombuses and squares are also rectangles. They can be both. Okay. Let's go on. Next page. Okay. The Venn diagram shows the shapes Andrea wants to make a picture. Used to make a picture. Where would the shape shown below be placed in the Venn diagram? Okay. So let's look at this. I'm not going to go through all this stuff because we get caught up in all of that. So let's talk through this. Quadrilaterals, 4 sides, right? Well, it has 4 sides, so it could go into that circle. Now let's look at here. Polygons with right angles. Oh my goodness, I see 2 right angles, don't you? Okay, if I put a piece of paper in both of those angles, they would both fit perfectly. So it could go into this. It is a right angle. So if it fits into both, where should it be? It should go into the middle. Okay, that's all we're doing with this lesson. We are classifying. Okay, we're going to go on. Here we go. I like this one. Use the Venn diagram for 1 through 3. So right here's our Venn diagram. Jordan is sorting the shapes at the right in a Venn diagram. Where does the rhombus go? Okay. First, look at the sides and the angles of the polygons. Okay. Next, draw the polygons in the Venn diagram. So let's just do that. Where would I put this one? Where would I put this one? Well, polygons with right angles. Yes, I would put it in this one, wouldn't I? Would I put it in this one? Polygons with all sides equal in length? No, because the sides are not all equal in length. So I would put this, I'm not going to try to draw all those. Here we go. Now, let's go up. That one's done. How about this one? It says polygons with right angles. No, that does not. Polygons with all sides equal in length. Yes, it is. That's an equilateral triangle, isn't it? So I'm going to draw this. In Mrs. Keith's world, that's an equilateral triangle. Okay, what about this guy? The square. Well, it's a polygon with right angles, yes. And it has all sides equal in length. So I'm going to put the square in the middle. Mrs. Keith's world, that is a square. Okay, now let's look at this guy. Well, he has a right angle, doesn't he? But not all the sides are equal. So let's put the triangle, the right triangle, in the right angle section. Now let's look at this guy. It's a pentagon. It has 5 sides. Does it have right angles? Yeah, it does, right here, right here. So I could put it there. Are all the sides equal? No, it's not. So I'm going to put my pentagon right there. Okay. Now let's look at this guy. How many sides does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's an octagon. Love that. Look at that octagon. Does it have right angles? Oh, yes, it does. But are all the sides equal length? Heck no. So it goes over into this section too. Oh, I'm going to have trouble with this, aren't I? Hey, that's pretty good. All right. So that one's done. Now look at this guy. It is a pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it have right angles? No, I don't see any right angles. All I see are obtuse angles. So he's going to go all sides with equal length because all the sides are equal length, but they don't have right angles. Now let's look at this guy right here. It's actually a square or a rhombus. If you turn it sideways, you can see that it is a square also. So it has right angles and all the sides are equal length. So it's going to go in the middle because it has both of them. Now let's see, where would I place that trapezoid? The shape has how many sides of equal length? I don't see any equal length, so I'm going to say 0. And it has how many right angles? It has 2. So the shape goes in polygons with equal sides. Okay, and that's where I would place this trapezoid. Okay, I don't have room for it right now. My fingers are too fat and I couldn't get it in there. There we go. We're going to skip number 3 because I don't have room to do all of that right now. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, Eva drew, we're going to number 4. Eva drew the Venn diagram below. Write the label she could have used for the diagram. Okay, so let's look at that. We have right here, this circle. What do all of those have in common? They're all four-sided shapes. Okay, I could say they're four-sided shapes, couldn't I? Because all of them are four-sided. They're quadrilaterals. What else could I say? You know what I see? I see parallel lines. I see parallel lines. It has at least one set of parallel lines. One set of parallel lines. Okay, that's parallel, that's parallel, that's parallel, that's parallel, that's parallel, and that's parallel. Okay, so now what do I see in this circle? Well, I can't say four-sided shape, can I? And I can't say they're three-sided because not all of them are three-sided either. What do they all have in common? Well, you know what? One of them is hard to see, but they all have right angles. These don't have right angles, these do. Now you're like, Mrs. Keith, what about that one right here? Well, if you put a piece of paper right here on this angle, you will see that it is indeed a right angle. Okay, use your resources if you have them. Let's go to the next page. On your own. Well, guess what? We're going to do it together. Ben and Marta are both reading the same book. Ben has 1/3 of a book. Marta has 1/4 of a book. Who has read more? Huh. And I'm thinking right now, I'm like, what? What does that have to do with geometry? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but we're going to be looking. Ben and Marta are both reading the same book. Ben has read 1/3 of the book. Marta has read 1/4 of the book. Who has read more? Well, look at your fractions. These are broken up. This is broken. The denominator show it's broken up into more pieces. Okay, so it's broken up into more pieces, which will make the pieces smaller. Okay, so it will be Ben. I guess this is good spiral review. Okay. All right, number 6. There are 42 students from 6 different classes in a school spelling bee. Each class has the same number of students in the spelling bee. Use the bar model to find out how many students are in each class. This on your own must be a spiral review. Okay, so here we go. There are 42 students. We got that down here. 42 students. That's your total number. And we have 6 classes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. okay? Each class has the same number, each. Okay, so we have to figure out each class has the same number. Well, what if I do 42 divided into 6 classes? So 42 divided by 6. So there we go, 42 divided by 6. Well, I know division is just multiplication turned around. Okay, it's the inverse operation. I could just turn it to say 6 times what equals 42? Well, it will be 6 times 7. So each class would have 7. And if I added up all those 7s, it would equal 42. All right. Draw and label a Venn diagram to show one way you could sort a rectangle, a square, a trapezoid, and a rhombus. Okay, let me think here. What can we do? How about polygons? Well, we're going to skip that one because I really don't have room for it. We can go look at the math on the spot if you want to. Okay, I don't have room to draw that and to show everything. Okay. Ashley is making a quilt with some squares of fabric. There's 9 rows of 8 squares in each row. How many squares of fabric are there? Okay, there we go. There are 9 rows of 8 squares in each row. Each row. Okay, that means we're going to multiply or we're going to divide. So let's look at that. Okay, 9 rows. 9 rows of 8 squares. That's like 9 groups, 9 piles, 9 whatever. So it's 9 times 8 equals 72 squares. Okay, don't forget how to do your multiplication. All right, let's go on down here. Hopefully we have room for it. Sketch where to place these shapes in the Venn diagram. We have a triangle and we have a square. Polygons with all sides of equal length. Well, an equilateral triangle would do that. Quadrilaterals with right angles. Nope, that wouldn't work. So it would only be the equilateral triangle would only go right there because it has equal sides. Okay. Quadrilateral with right angles. Okay, well, let's look at this one. Yes, it has right angles. Does it have all sides of equal length? Yes, so it would go in the middle. It's a square. It has all sides of equal length and it has right angles. Let's go to the next page. All right, now ladies and gentlemen, I want you to do this page. Don't worry about doing this one, number 3, but I want you to do this, and let's see what else is down here. Oh, perfect. We can do the rest of it. I want you to try and do these on your own. I'm going to put the answers on after this, and you can double check. Please, please, please do it by yourself first to see if you understand this lesson. Thank you.